We're going over drill number 2 now. The skill that the athletes will be working on for this one is just hitting. Okay, so how the drill works, athletes will work on hitting variable pitches, so pitches of different speeds and locations. One athlete, the drill initiator, okay, will underhand flip a baseball to the active participant, so the one actively swinging the bat and performing the reps. The instructions given for this drill, athletes will follow the same repetition format as presented in drill 1, so 5 on and 5 off. For the first 2 sets or 10 reps, the goal or goals will be the following. They are process oriented, so begin in an athletic position in addition to trying different variations of the swing. So we can either work on different hand positioning on the bat or hand positioning during the swing, such as choking up. The athlete can work on hitting the ball the other way or hitting for power, things like that. So really the discretion for the drill is kind of up to them. Following those 10 reps, the next 10 reps or the next 2 sets of 5 are performance reps, so very similar to drill number 1. The goal of these reps will be to do the following. Take all pitches out of the strike zone that are a ball. So any ball out of the strike zone, the athlete will have to take that pitch and not swing at it. If they do, it will not count as a successful rep. Successful reps will be achieved if the participant hits the ball on a line or hard past specific markers on the field or in a cage. So if we were on a field, on the infield, I would set up certain cones. If a line drive is hit over the cones, then we would count that as a successful rep because it matched the distance. And then the same thing if there were a set of cones in the outfield. For this drill, we'll kind of simulate like a batting cage experience. But unfortunately, since we don't have a cage, I'm not really going to judge the athlete or Savannah on where she hits it. We'll just pretend that the goal was either met or not met. Went over that. Players should aim for a 60 to 70% success rate out of 10 reps, so the same as the first time. And then feedback will follow the same format as drill 1 as well. Frequent feedback or summary feedback will be given depending on the choice of the athlete. All feedback will refer to the performed movement of the athlete, whether it's keep your hands in, your head pulled off, the swing was too long, or the hands dropped, something along those lines. Once again, the players will be able to tell if they performed a successful rep or not, given the instructions, so the feedback will be directed towards the executed movements of the athlete. So just for the sake of time, Savannah and I are going to go through just 2 sets of 3 instead of 2 sets of 5, like the instructions actually said. So these are the experimental reps. Savannah's going to work on something that she feels that she needs to work on, or she's just going to experiment with different body positions or different body movements. Good. So, pick those up. Okay. So the feedback isn't necessarily for Savannah on this one. It was for the instructor, bad flips. But for example, maybe if the flips were good, I would tell Savannah that her swing was a little too long and not directly to the baseball, or something along those lines. So we may want to work on a little more of a direct bat path with the hands towards the baseball for the actual performance reps. So then these 3 will be the actual performance reps, and then I'll give summary feedback after that. So we're at?
Just toss it up more, not at me.
Good. So, for example, with those 3, those would all be successful reps because the ball was hit hard and on a line and would probably either hit the back of the cage or get to the certain markers that would be in the outfield or infield. And then in terms of actual feedback, I would tell Savannah that I thought that she did a great job of keeping her weight back and transferring that through the swing, or I would tell her that she had a more direct bat path like we talked about initially. And then I could also say, that her head was down through the swing instead of popping off. So those are all examples of the type of performance feedback that I would give the athlete during a practice.